Going back to something that you were saying before, we've got a question from Lucy in the chat. What role do senior leaders, executive level, have in positioning and enabling L&D teams to do so and better integrate their priorities with process improvement? Kind of,
Yeah, well,
how does that interplay work? And is it kind of like a chicken and the egg thing?
that's a great question, Lucy. The answer is that they have a major role and a major responsibility. You will not do it alone. You have to get the buy-in for senior leaders. In fact, a couple of weeks ago, I did some sessions for managers, senior managers in one of the large central banks in Europe, and helping them think about how they can help development of their people through the lens of 70-20-10. In other words, what sorts of things can you do as a manager to help your teams develop continuously and improve the quality of what they do? But the key that I think unlocks the door is if you don't think about us and the leaders and us and managers, when you have have situations where someone comes to us and says, we need a new course on XYZ, or we want to update this course on XYZ, that should be an invitation for a conversation with the stakeholder to say, well, what's going wrong now? What are your outputs? What are you expecting when all this work's done? What do you expect to happen? What's the result going to be? And have that conversation, and then you co-create the solution with your senior leaders and your managers. You probably do the heavy lifting, but they are very, very involved. So you have to have a mentality to say, look, this is your problem we're helping solve, and we'll work with you, but you need to be involved. I was involved in some research when I was at Reuters 20 years ago, when we identified leaders and managers who were seen to be effective and focused at developing their people as part of their work, and leaders and managers who were seen as being ineffective at developing their people. And the researchers, they're all part of the executive leadership board, which is now part of the Gartner organization. The data that came out of that showed that managers who are focused and effective at developing their people in the workplace, the teams that those managers work for, the increase in productivity was around about 25 to 27%. In other words, effectively, people working for managers who were focused and effective did effectively an extra day's work a week. And it wasn't just productivity, they were more engaged, they were more likely to stay, they were more able to continue to be productive in times of change. There are a whole pile of other studies that show that. So long-winded answer to your question, but managers are absolutely critical. And if you've got to get close, you need to get close to your managers, and don't just provide a service. What you're doing is you're helping them address their opportunities and their problems, and you need to do that in a collaborative way.